In ministry, we perform for an audience of one. We fix our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. This is how we run with perseverance the race marked out for us. These phrases from Hebrews anchor us as we consider the intersection of marketing and ministry. And we need anchors, don't we? We have voices all around us, filling our ears with cheap promises, temptations, distractions, and even threats. When we wade into ministry, we wade into the pool of many voices. If we're not careful, we'll be lost. Marketing can help. Marketing can help you stay focused on Jesus and His purposes for you. Marketing can help you attend in healthy ways to the many voices speaking to you. Marketing can help you communicate in meaningful ways with the people Jesus sends you to serve. I've observed something interesting in the context of that Hebrews 12 passage where we're fixing our eyes on Jesus. Right before this text, the author of Hebrews tells story after story about heroes of the faith who had confidence in what they hoped for and assurance of what they could not see. Verse after verse, hero, hero, hero. So which is it? Should we fix our eyes on Jesus or pay attention to this great cloud of witnesses? In our ministry, as in our marketing, we have multiple audiences. Not every audience carries the same weight, but each of these audiences matter. I've stumbled and fumbled around this idea for years. It finally clicked into place a few months ago, thanks to my favorite marketing newsletter, The Click, and some consulting work I was doing with InterVarsity's strategy and innovation departments. I've field tested this framework with about a dozen clients in church-based ministry, campus ministry, nonprofits, and small businesses. My clients have found this helpful. I hope you do too. Every ministry has 5 audiences. I'll tick through them quickly, then circle back and look at them in more depth. Then I'll give some application. Here are the 5 audiences: customer, purchaser, stakeholder, ally, internal. Now, I know these are businessy terms that might sound strange to you. I use them intentionally because I want to invite you to re-examine the communications paradigm you use in your ministry. Let's start with customer. These are the people you're helping with your ministry and marketing. You could call them the consumer, but that word has more baggage than a suitcase factory. Okay, yeah, that one was bad, Andy, you were right. Congregants and parishioners, chapter members and conference attendees, readers and donors, a lot depends on context. Your customers are almost always the first people you consider when you're thinking about your audience. The second audience, that's the purchaser. This is the person who decides whether the customer uses your product or service. Say my nephew asks for Reese's Puffs for breakfast. He's 9. He ain't got a job. Someone else needs to be sold on the idea of candy cereal if the little guy is going to get his sugar rush. The purchaser and the customer aren't always the same person. You might make a great video to invite students to your conference, but often their campus minister needs to decide whether to share it with them or not. Your third audience is the stakeholder. These are the people who have something riding on your ministry's success. They may have oversight or influence in your decision-making. They usually aren't monolithic. Different stakeholders will pull you in different directions. And they may have different values, priorities, and problems from your customers. Years ago, I was a ministry leader in a church who desperately wanted to kill its struggling Sunday school program. Probably needed to, but couldn't because it would upset a handful of tithers. This was a church politics problem, but also a marketing problem. Audience number 4, allies. These are people who also want what you want: collaborators, partners, co-creators. Healthy ministry always develops networks. These people need different information from your stakeholders and different techniques to build trust. Finally, your internal audience. This is you and your immediate team. What does it profit a marketer, a minister, to gain the whole world and lose their soul along the way? My journal is a marketing tool. So are my team meetings. When we feel good about our ministry and think highly of it, all our efforts receive new power. 5 audiences: customer, purchaser, stakeholder, ally, internal. People can be in multiple audiences. Communications can work for multiple audiences, but having a 5-audience framework can help your communications connect. I use this framework by listing out each audience for a product or service I'm marketing and going line by line, listing out who's in each audience, what I know about their problems and priorities, and how my ministry can help. Fixing my eyes on Jesus frees me to see my whole audience and serve each of them as I'm able. He loves these people, and He wants you and your ministry to be healthy and effective.